Reception hall was silent. Everyone was staring at the dance floor. My mother-in-law, Barbara, was standing there. She was screaming. She was wearing a white wedding gown, but it wasn't white anymore. It was covered in a massive, dark red stain from the neck down to the hem. "You did this on purpose," she shrieked. I stood next to her holding an empty glass. "Oops," I said calmly. "I tripped. Maybe you shouldn't wear white to a wedding, Barbara. It stains so easily." She looked around the room for sympathy, but nobody helped her. They were all laughing. She ran out of the hall in tears. And that is how I saved my wedding.
Barbara hated me from day one. She thought I wasn't good enough for her son, Mark. She criticized my job. She criticized my cooking. When Mark proposed, she cried. Not happy tears, sad tears. During the wedding planning, she was a nightmare. "The flowers are too cheap," she said. "The venue is too small. I should pick the guest list." I tried to be nice. I tried to include her. "Barbara, do you want to help pick the cake?" "No," she snapped. "I want to pick the dress." "But I already have my dress," I said. She smiled a creepy smile. "We'll see." I didn't know what that meant until the morning of the wedding. I was walking down the aisle. I felt beautiful in my white lace gown. Mark was smiling at me. Then I heard a gasp from the audience. I turned to look at the front row. There was Barbara. She wasn't wearing the navy blue dress we agreed on. She was wearing a wedding dress, a full white bridal gown with lace sleeves. She even had a small tiara on. She looked like she was the one getting married. The guests were whispering, "Is that the mother? Why is she wearing white? That is so disrespectful." Barbara stood there beaming. She wanted the attention. She wanted to confuse the guests. She wanted to ruin my photos. Mark looked furious. He started to walk toward her to kick her out. I grabbed his hand. "No," I whispered. "Don't make a scene. I will handle this." We finished the ceremony, but Barbara was in every photo, standing right next to Mark, clinging to his arm, looking like the bride. At the reception, she tried to have the first dance with Mark before me. That was the final straw. I walked over to my maid of honor, Julie. Julie is clumsy, or at least she pretends to be. "Julie," I said, "I need a favor. Go get the biggest glass of Cabernet Sauvignon, the darkest red wine they have, and bring it to the dance floor." Julie understood immediately. "Consider it done," she winked. She went to the bar. She came back with a goblet of red liquid. I saw Barbara standing near the cake, posing for photos. "Showtime," I whispered. I walked over to Barbara. "Hi, Barbara. Enjoying the party?" She smirked at me. "Oh, yes. Everyone loves my dress, Nora. They say it looks better than yours." "Is that so?" I asked. Just then, Julie walked by. She tripped on a microphone wire. She bumped into me. I stumbled forward. The entire glass of wine flew out of my hand. It was like slow motion. The red liquid splashed all over Barbara. It soaked the white lace instantly. It looked like a crime scene. The entire room gasped. Barbara looked down at her dress. It was ruined, completely destroyed. "My dress!" she screamed. "It's a designer gown. It cost $3,000. That brings us back to the start. She accused me of doing it on purpose. "It was an accident, Barbara," I said. "But honestly, red is a much better color on you. It matches your angry face." She stormed out of the venue. She drove home in her stained dress. Mark walked up to me. He kissed my forehead. "Did you really trip?" he asked. "I don't know what you're talking about." I smiled. The rest of the night was perfect. We danced, we laughed, and the photos turned out amazing because the second bride was gone. Barbara tried to send me the dry cleaning bill. I sent her a book on wedding etiquette, highlighting the chapter, "Never Wear White." She hasn't spoken to me since, and honestly, it's the best wedding gift she could give me. If you enjoyed this wedding justice, you will love the next story. My roommate refused to pay rent and said I couldn't evict her. So I removed the front door. Click the video on screen now to see how fast she moved out.